Hello once again, this is Google Manana. I hope you're well today. So today I'm going to be speaking about coping with sibling loss, and how we use arttherapy to cope with such loss, unexpected, expected, and wherever you lost. In my previous video or presentation rather, I spoke about the death, coping with a sibling, a death of a child. So it might happen that you've both lost a child and lost a sibling. So it might be worth listening to hear what I had to say about the death of a child. But I'm covering two types of death. So it's one of the series that it's ongoing in the Arts and Culture of Wellness channel. So without much further ado, I would like to let you know that today I'm going to be covering understanding sibling loss. I've got a bit of an introduction and I'll expand on that and how to express emotion through art and healing through connection and how to move forward and just some concluding thoughts. So loss of any kind is, it leaves us overwhelmed, lost, alone. So what I wanted to share about therapy is it helps us to process grief and loss in a healthy manner. There are ways that individuals, families can process grief in an unhealthy, dysfunctional manner. So I just wanted also to point that out, where the grief lingers and it gets into a point where it's out of control. Yes, these are circumstances that are beyond your control. You don't plan a child's death, you don't plan a sibling's death, but it does happen. So through the use of creative expressions, individuals, families, groups are able to work through emotions and come to terms with the loss. So I just wanted to expand some more on that. Putinji. Sometimes, the loss of a sibling. I mean, it's just one of the other difficult losses and emotionally devastating experiences, and it can trigger a range of emotions from anger to sadness and guilt and confusion, and it can be especially difficult for those who are still in their formative years, as the void can seem, unsurmountable. Fortunately, there are ways to cope with this loss of sibling, one of which is through art. There are various forms of therapies, but because I'm in art therapy, I wanted to share how I would work through it, and art can be incredibly beneficial for those dealing with loss with a sibling. It can provide a sense of peace, comfort, healing, and can be difficult to find elsewhere. We use the generally known painting, drawing, sculpting, and other forms of type of creative outlets. You can use sewing, you can use tapestry, you can use any form that feels comfortable for you, to express and process your emotions that are associated with the loss. And especially for children, art can be a great way to express their feeling in a safe and non-threatening way because they don't have the verbal or the emotional vocabulary. Excuse me. They don't have the emotional vocabulary to articulate what is happening in their lives. So we find that it's such a great tool for children and also for adults. I mean, it can be a powerful tool for healing. It provides a sense of connection for their lost sibling, as well as a way to express grief and emotions. Children can work through their grief in a tangible way and can express their feeling in a creative and meaningful way. Adults also can work through the grieving process in a safe and constructive way, allowing them to find the solace and peace they need in the midst of their pain. So there are different ways to use art to cope with the loss of a sibling. One option is to create a piece of art that honors the memory of the lost sibling. This can be done through, as said, painting, drawing, sculpture, or any other type of art form. It can be something simple, such as a portrait, or it can be more elaborate, such as a sculpture or a mural. Or no matter what type art is chosen, it can be powerful to honor the memory of the lost sibling and find comfort in the healing in the process. Another option is to create a memorial piece of art. I know a friend of mine that has used mosaicing and tile, break tile to and create murals and all her artworks, to honor the loss of her sibling. So it can be any other medium, that you choose. And a memorial piece can be something that honors the life of the lost sibling, and such as painting of a special moment shared together or a sculpture of a cherished memory. It can also be something that simply expresses the emotion felt by those left behind, such as painting of a single tear or a sculpture of a broken heart. No matter what type of artist you're choosing, or it can be journaling, just remembering and writing down all those powerful thoughts, memories, and making, a something visible that you can, a poem that you wrote, so you can use poetry as well. Remembering the lost and find healing in the process. And art can also be used to express the emotions felt by those left behind, and other form, of art. So, I think it's not, you're not creating art for beauty, even in some people that might be important, but maybe it's just creating art for expression, creating art for relief, for releasing, creating art for attaching to emotion and association, to present a story, to tell of your story. So this is what I wanted to say in my introduction. I know it's extended, but this is quite an important one because a lot of people are losing children, a lot of people are losing siblings. So this is quite a prominent and full topic in my mind, So when we understand sibling loss, it is a unique type of grief. It's difficult to navigate. It lives with guilt, regret, unresolved conflict. So it depends also on the relationship that you have had with your sibling, especially older sibling, younger sibling, and also because it also has a way of disrupting family dynamics and relationships. Everybody in the family structure has an allocated role, even if it's not articulated, but somebody's known for something in the relationship. They stand for something. They are associated with something in the family, or a part of the family, or whether they one they can bake the most delicious cake, or they love cooking, or they love part of it, or they had a dislike of some part of the thing, so of anything in the family, the family can now laugh about or think about. So art therapy provides that space for those individuals to explore those complex emotions, because how do you now relate to um, having, I was speaking to my brother last or my sister last week, and this week we were gonna go on a camping trip, and during the week they die, and the plans for the camping trip are still there, but now how do I make sense out of that? How do I express myself? How can I deeper explore and understand my grief? And so how do you express emotion through art? Is through the use of color, texture, symbolism, and the individuals or families or parents can communicate your innermost thoughts and feelings. So creating art also provides a sense of control during the time when everything may feel out of control. You've got that scalpel, you've got that brush. You can control the flow of paint, the flow of water, how the depth, it is your piece, that is your moment that you can control at the time. And it can be a way of channeling negative emotion into something positive and productive. I mean, it does, as I said, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be an artist to create and express your emotions through art. You just need to want to create something that makes meaning and makes sense to you, and is special to you and has significance for you. And also we heal through connection, because death in itself is very isolating, even more so of a sibling. It feels like no one can understand what you're going through, and art therapy acts as a bridging space for those individuals to connect with others who've experienced similar losses, whether working through with an art therapist on an individual basis or through in a group support group, working through art projects to create a sense of community and support, and sharing those experiences and gaining insight from others who have gone through similar experiences. It sort of normalizes the pain, even doesn't take the away pain, but there's a sense of sharing and a shared experience and insights that are gotten from that that makes it easier to bear. Slightly, I think it will take time obviously to be bearable, but moving forward, art therapy we find that it can be a powerful tool to move forward after the death and loss of of a sibling. And what we are hoping for is to move in a healthy, productive way and find meaning in the loss. And by creating of this art, you honor your siblings' memory and keeping their legacy. That we don't suddenly somebody dies, we forget about them. It can also we work towards the hope for the future, and to be reminded that healing is possible. Sometimes it may take time because there are many aspects that we need to work through, but healing is possible. So, some concluding thoughts. It is a therapy is a valuable resource for those who have experienced death, and it's the safe space for connection, safe space for expression. And we want our goal is to find and help you to express healthily, productive in a meaningful way. And it can be an important part of the healing process. I hope you would join me and enjoy the series on the 22 types of death that I am working on, or that I've been really trying to get out. My channel is the Art and Culture of Wellness. I hope you would join me in having a listen and share with others that might be going through similar experiences or have experienced death of a child or of a sibling. They might find this helpful and useful. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for listening. See you until you see you next time. Bye.